we do have a very fun surprise for you.
Obviously, you guys stuck around for this. This is the reason why you're here.
So
Let's
for
be honest.
Practical AI, I mean, Chris has been cooking up this week major stuff, and I guess you can present. Speaking of Practical AI, this is the most Practical AI you'll see today, I guess. But you want to?
So I've been talking about. I mentioned a few times during this show and in previous shows, AI embedded in software. That's what this is. You are looking at a prompt that is embedded in the PageMotor software. PageMotor is a replacement for WordPress. You build your website with this thing. You can do design. You can do your content, the whole bit. Now,
and it's in beta right now, so it's a closed beta.
It's a closed beta. You can't get it right now, but stick around. Maybe I'll let you get it sometime soon. Now, I've got this prompt in here, and so far I've only, developed it so that it can create some pages. It can create some content, but it's actually pretty interesting here. So let's get it to create.
Well, hold on. Can I just say, so you've been building for a year the
1 year anniversary coming up in 7 days.
What?
1 year anniversary comes up in 7 days.
We've been building for a year. Lots of, like, how would you describe it? Like lots of back-end stuff for the highways for this to work?
I mean, yeah, I had to build a way to make content, a way to do plugins, a way to do themes, a way to do your design, a way to manage users. You can change all the site settings. You can do all that stuff. All the basic stuff's already there.
All the boring stuff, and now the fun part.
Now, really, I can't turn away. I want to add an AI layer so that you can tell it to do it, and it'll just do it. You don't have to go through the interface and do this, do that.
And we call it Architect AI. So.
It's Architect AI for PageMotor. Yes. So let's do a little demo. Let's see if we can create a page here in the prompt. Create a page. What should it be about? Let's see. What's a good prompt for the show here?
Just pick something.
Create about the top influencers in AI on social media. And let's see what happens.
So can you walk through what's actually happening in the back end?
So right now it is calling out to Claude Sonnet 4.5 with this information. In addition to this prompt, I sent what's called a system prompt that tells it about PageMotor, tells it what its role is, and it defines a set of tools and actions it can take to respond to this. It also includes documentation about how this response should be formatted. PageMotor has, so it says page created successfully. Let's go look at our content. And I don't think I even said what to call it. Top AI influencers on social media. This is the page it just created. And we're going to go look at it. So this is the page. So here's the impact text I said that it gave. It's given section headings with subheadings underneath. It's got some contextual bolding here that's relevant, like showing what platform you can find these people on. We've got a call out here. This is a note call out. More influencers. Got different categories of them. These are content creators and educators. Tells you where to find them. I need to get it to start linking to stuff. And just another call out box. That's a regular call out. Then it's given some reasons to follow them, and even some disclaimer style text at the bottom. So it's applied all this formatting. You saw the prompt. I didn't give it very much, but that system prompt kind of gives it a lot more clues about how it might want to do stuff.
And this is incredible. I'm so proud of you. This is so fun, and I know how hard you've been working on that. So basically, everything we've talked about earlier today, I know, clap, 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 clap. Everything we've talked about today, the context, the documentation, kind of giving AI that back end, how did you call it? You call it something. All the instructions on what to do. So literally, when you enter that prompt, can you go back to that prompt?
Yep. Please? I don't think it'll still be there. I think it wipes it out. But
well, it doesn't matter. But that's kind of it's calling back to a couple of weeks ago, and we talked about AI native products. Is you literally just have a prompt to enter that, and then on the back end, the AI has access to all of the documentation that you've provided based for this. So in the future, whoever gets PageMotor's, it will be open source, free code or whatever. That will already be preloaded into that, right? When they download that.
Well, so I'm not sure how I'm going to package it up, but it might be that you choose your model. So you can say, I want to enter a ChatGPT API key.
I can.
And then ChatGPT will use this. This one's programmed for Claude. Claude has some specific requirements about how you got to deliver the data to it, and like, how you give it documentation, things like that. Ken asks, how many tokens were used to create that page? I don't know, but the number is actually pretty small. I don't know the exact
Can you go look?
Cost per output of a page like this. I know that I've run, I'll say 25 to 30 queries to generate some output. And I think my cost is at like $2.86 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Esther, I agree. I've got to deal with all the feedback. So like after it said page created successfully, I've supplied information to like link to it and all this stuff, but I haven't integrated that yet. I thought Claude would do that automatically, but it doesn't. I've actually got to say, hey, you need to output this. So there's some little interesting nuances there. But like earlier, we were talking about the feedback. Like I kind of want Claude to tell me like, okay, what's your confidence on this? What do you think is in here? What do you think is not in here? What do you think some next steps might be? It does say that it says something like, and it doesn't output there yet, but it says like, oh, I've created this for you as a draft. To publish it on your website live, you need to go in and change the status to live instead of draft, things like that. It does give some additional information about what it did and about actions you might want to take next. So, it's pretty neat conceptually, like as a proof of concept. I'm like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. Now of course I'm like, okay, I want you to create a suite of pages, hierarchically nested, AEO optimized, and all this stuff. But
it's a start. One step at a time. It's happening. It's a start, and it's buckle up, everybody. This is.
I do have quite a bit of prompting already in place to create plugins. I'll be playing with that next week. I expect some pretty interesting things there, though. Like based on the information it has and how well it's been able to do these pages, it's going to be able to create a plugin for you on the fly. You just say, boop, do it.
It's fun.
We'll see. I'm not sure that'll cost quite a few more tokens, but I've made it pretty far with like $5 of spend so far. So
nice,
interesting.
Love it.
More magic's coming though, but this is the whole context engineering that we mentioned earlier in the show. The prompt plus action layer is what makes this possible. And the amount of growth that's going to be necessary there, it's a whole new layer to software that no one's ever had to build before. And it's cool. And it's pretty intensive, but basically what you're doing is you're telling a piece of software, the AI, how to use your software, but without a UI. It's a fascinating fundamental level question. I've noticed that by doing that, the AI is sending data to the software, and the software is using that data to make some output. That is a cleaner transaction than involving a UI. So some stuff that maybe took 2 steps to complete with a UI, it can be done in a single step this way, which for somebody like me, that's a dream come true. Any steps you can cut out is like perfection. So it's really fascinating. Just this whole thing is sort of making me rethink some fundamental stuff about software development. It's really cool.
It looks beautiful. Like I'm amazed that it follows everything you kind of like to follow. So that's just kind of, I guess, your preference.
I know doing the formatting thing is priceless. Like, oh yeah.
And people in the future will be able to like obviously do their own taste and formatting, and they'll be spinning up the pages based on what they specified they want. Correct?
Yes, I'm going to obviously be playing with more complicated prompts, but it can also do chained actions. You could say create like 6 pages, and I think it can just call the tool 6 times and do this thing. So, I think I can do that with what's already in there, which is pretty cool. So you can take some pretty complex actions.
Love it. We've learned a lot in the last 11 weeks.
It's changed the direction of the Page Motor software, but I see now, like, this is really the angle. Like, this is the value proposition. Where I'm aiming with this, I want to enter a prompt. You install Page Motor. I want you to enter a prompt. Say, I want an e-com enabled website with 3 products. Here's the products. Create me all the pages, all the sales avenues, all that stuff. Create me a pricing table with comparisons, and like I'll feed it a markdown document that has details all the stuff about the product. Say, spin up my dang website, and the whole thing just freaking works. All your e-com's integrated, all your customer management, all that stuff is there. All your content is there. All your stuff is there. All your job is to do now is to go in and refine all that, but your store is done. It's SEO optimized, it's AEO, geo, all that stuff you would have previously had to engage or do yourself. All the SEO stuff on the content, you would have had to get a developer maybe a designer. I mean, I want it down to where like your content and those product pages that get built, that there's open graph images to go with that. There's some creatives, like some branded stuff. I want the whole suite from a freaking prompt. You get to the website, you go to the admin, you do that, boom, your whole thing is done. Thousands of dollars, tons of hours, tons of uncertainty, all removed, all gone. It's all done.